Hi, during this video I'm going to be sharing my process of image technique on the gel plate. So I begin with my photograph, my own photograph that I print on a laser copy, and I will pop the details to my printer in the description below. And then what I'm going to do is take you through a step-by-step process showing you how I've created this image transfer. The important thing to remember is image transfer is a tricky process, and it's the smallest variant that can have a big impact on the quality of your print. So when I first started printing, it took me a long time to get the consistency with the quality of my image transfer. And it was a change of brand of paint, and it was the change of paper that I was actually printing my laser prints onto that made the biggest difference to the quality and consistency of my prints. So the important thing is, don't give up, you will get there, and I really hope this video helps you along the way. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and let's get started. Okay, so image transfer. Well, really, that's a bit misleading to begin with, because you're not actually transferring an image. It's a resist technique. And that's what you need to understand in order to get the right components for a successful print. So in order for this image to resist, you need dense areas of toner on your image. So these heavy areas of black. And you need that against very light areas. So areas where there's no toner. So you have that contrast within your image. Now, it's important you use a high quality image. If you just grab an image, say, off the internet or off Facebook, they've been compressed. They have lost some of their quality. So it's always best to go back to your original image. So you're working with the best quality image that you can. I've not used any fancy software, apps or anything. I've just used the editing software on my phone. So I have changed the setting to noir to make it black and white. And I have increased the contrast within the image to really enhance those dark areas against the light. Okay. I've also found it's the paper that I print my image onto that's really important as well. So this is 120 GSM, and the key to it is that it's ultra smooth. So the toner sits on top of the paper, where when you use a copier paper, it tends to absorb into the paper more. But because this has got an ultra smooth surface to it, the toner sits on top of the paper, which is much better for an image transfer. The other thing to consider is the paint that you're using. So I'm using Liquitex Basics Acrylic in Mars Black. There's lots of other brands of paint that you could use. Lots of people recommend Amsterdam. It really is just about trial and error and finding a paint that works for you. But you are looking for a paint that's got a high pigment in there. So I'm going to put a small, I call it a slug of paint across the top of my plate. So I'm just going to roll this out with my brayer. And you just want it to be a nice, thin, even surface. Okay. If you're seeing a lot of kind of texture on your roller, it's probably a little bit too much ink. So just take a bit off if need be, and then just go back in and make that nice and even. If you're getting lines in your plate, you're pressing too hard. So I'm basically really, can you see, very light touch there. Okay. And then I'm going to go down with my image. And you just want a really light touch, but to make really good contact with your plate. Don't need to leave it on. I'm doing everything in real time for you, so you don't need to leave it on a huge amount of time. Just making sure you've got good contact. So then when you pull that back, you've got a nice transfer. Now the important thing is to leave that to dry completely and clean your roller, because whatever's on your roller is going to transfer on your next layer when you're pulling that print. Okay, so what I'm going to do next, now that's fully dry, is I'm going to add some colour. So actually, I'm going to turn my plate this way, just because I'm going to do it in columns. So I'm going to put a small blob of paint there and a small blob of paint there. Okay. And then just using my brayer, okay, and then I'm going to do the same on this side. And I'm going to leave that to dry completely again. Okay, so I'm going to go in with my second layer of colour to pull my print. So just a small amount of paint, and again I'm going to roll that all over. Again, I'm looking for a nice, even, thin coat. And then I'm going to go in with my cartridge paper. So this is just 160 GSM cartridge paper. And then I'm just using the palm of my hand to make really good contact with the plate. And then I'm just going to leave that to sit and dry for a few minutes. Okay, so I left this for 3 minutes and now I'm going to pull the print. There we go, and there we have it.